Is your teenager's clumsiness actually an indication of compulsive self-harm? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families to live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump onto Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. My 14-year-old son is showing a tendency to hurt himself. I notice that he seems to be really careless with his body. For example, he's always banging his head against things and seems to just put himself in positions where he can get hit or knocked over a lot. He also does this thing where he sometimes peels the skin off the calluses of his feet, and sometimes his feet bleed. How worried should I be about these tendencies, and where do I take action? Thank you for your question. As a therapist who works with kids and teens, self-injury and self-harm is something that we deal with quite often, unfortunately, but we do. And usually that is, we think of self-injury and self-harm just from a place of compulsion. For example, trichotillomania, which is the compulsion to pick hair out of your body. So over time, that can leave big bald spots on someone's head or body or their eyelashes, whatever. It could also go to cutting, scratching, burning. This doesn't sound like that situation. This, from what I know from just the email, all I know is the information you sent in the email, this sounds more like clumsy, not being connected to where he is, teenager, which is really common. Teenagers who are 14, he's not used to the dimensions of his body because it's changed rapidly, and he's banging his head against the wall and this and that, and he's lost in his phone. This could just be normal teen obliviousness, knuckleheadedness, clumsiness. Now the thing with his feet, that may be compulsory, but that's also, is he really trying to hurt himself or control his anxiety? I'm not sure. It could just be he's bored and he's been picking his feet for a long time. It's just a habit, like picking your nose or picking your fingernails. It may not be an intention to cause injury or pain, where other compulsive self-injury is, for a lot of different reasons. So for this situation, I believe it's probably him just being clumsy, and he will grow out of it like most of us have. I was a clumsy teenager. I'm sure many of you were clumsy teenagers. It's not an uncommon thing. If you want to get him on a regimen of putting lotion on his feet every night, do it with him, where you both sit on his bed and you put lotion on your feet together, and it's a wonderful bonding experience. You can do that too. But in the email, the information you have in the email, does that sound like compulsive self-injury? It does not. So my hunch is you're probably okay, but check in. How's he doing elsewhere in his life? Is he feeling fairly okay? Is he managing his life fairly okay with, outside of normal teen angst and teen stresses, which we all go through? If he's managing okay, then he's probably fine. If you think there's extra going on, extra peer stresses, school stresses, family conflicts, maybe that's when you want to start looking and getting some more support. But from what you put in the email, I think you're doing okay. Thanks for your email. Thanks for your question. I love your questions. Keep them coming. If you'd like me to answer your question here on Tips on Teens, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com, or just direct messages right on Facebook or Instagram. We love your questions. Thanks again. My name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.